Hey everybody, Roger Corville here at thevirtualpresenter.com, sharing with you one idea that is radical for the hybrid meeting or event. Now, I'm shooting this as both a little teaser for an upcoming gig that I'm doing for Meeting Professionals International, but I'm going to teach you something that will work for you even if you aren't part of MPI or are just considering this whole hybrid thing. Question for you. I want you to do a little math. Here, we've got an in-person event. Let's pretend that's an in-person event. Presenter, trainer, facilitator, and an audience group of learners, okay? And on the other side, we've got a DVD, okay? Now, here's what I want you to do. How much would this experience be worth in terms of what we're going to pay for a speaker? Let's pretend you're doing a gig and your keynote speaker is $5,000. Let's just pretend, okay? Now, the question is, if you are going to watch that same speech or training gig on a DVD or a DVD package, how much would you pay for the DVD? Let's pretend it's 50 bucks or even $500, okay? Here's why I ask you that. What we just got done describing here is a difference in what we're willing to pay for an experience as a meeting planner. And we also probably haven't even thought about it, but in part it's because we expect there's going to be a very different experience for this audience relative to this audience. In fact, we just got done saying that this is a 100-to-1 ratio or a 10-to-1 ratio, right? In terms of value delivered or the expected value delivered. Here's why I say this is so critical in terms of presenting or training online, or how are we going to bring together a hybrid set of connections where we not only have this in-person audience, but now we've got this other person over here, right? And another person over here in terms of this live experience, but it's remote, right? All in person, all pre-recorded, and somewhere in between, this is all live. And the question is, how is value created and how can we increase the value of what it is that we're doing for our hybrid audiences when we want to increase our revenues, increase the engagement for our association, or whatever that happens to be? Let me point out to you the missing ingredient in 99% of them. Remember that people are relating to the presenter not only in terms of the content, but also in terms of their interaction. Right? That could be just the physical, sensory, and cognitive things that happen when the presenter runs back and forth, or a presenter runs out in the audience and looks at somebody's name tag and calls them on them by name. But it's also the person-to-person interaction that happens even if I want to lean over to my neighbor and go, oh man, this person's awful. Or the facilitator does something like turn to the people at your table and talk about this for the next 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and talk about it as a group. What happens in the typical webinar or hybrid event? More often than not, this person is a fly on the wall who is having this kind of an experience. So if there's one thing that we've got to ask ourselves is, for our hybrid event, are we going to make sure that everybody can not only even connect with the presenter, as in like how is interaction going to happen, but also can they connect with each other? And then perhaps even more complicated, it's not just the people here offline and then the people online, but can we connect the people that are offline and online to more seamlessly create an experience that includes everyone? Here's the biggie, right? Grab a different color pen, because if we can drive value in that direction, as opposed to delivering an experience that's more like this, what does that do for the perceived value and therefore expectations and response rates back to you, going, hey, that was awesome experience, or that was okay. It's huge. The challenge is, you just got so-and-so who decides they're going to Skype in from another state or another country, and now they just talk at you. They're delivering this kind of an experience, and you do not have to be a technology expert for you to ask the right questions of yourself and the team that is planning the event, but then asking the right questions of the presenter at the event so that we can say, how are we going to make this an event for everybody that's involved? Hey, for those of you at MPI, I look forward to seeing you at our upcoming hands-on kind of stuff. doing and living and working and eating and cooking around the subject of hybrid events. Hope the rest of you also have a very great day. Roger Corville at thevirtualpresenter.com. Over and out.